it's almost like he's crying out to me from here. It's not, if I can feel that going down and then them walking away, and it's almost like they go away and just have a drink. It's like it's almost nothing to them.
Was he dead when he was thrown in? He wasn't?
I don't think he was.
So his final, moments of death would have been in the cave?
Definitely, and that's, I can feel the torment. I reckon he probably lived for a good 3 or 4 days. Well, lived, use the term loosely. I can feel the anguish, and that I can feel like his face battered and his eyes puffed up, and bruised, and it's almost like I can see the blood matted in his hair and his line twisted, and it's when someone's trying to speak but they can't, and then there's just that final giving in, that final.
Can you give us more information while you're here about his age, maybe a name, maybe where he came from, his nationality, that sort of thing?
I would still put him late 20s, early 30s. Nationality, he's not from this way, he's not from this way. I know he's travelled. I think he probably travelled the whole of the country, to be honest. Right. They're showing me tartan, which is obviously he's Scottish,
oh, right.
I would say, and they show me the image of that.
Well, we do know that is correct.
That's true, yeah. I'd say we're Scottish. Okay. Name-wise, I think he had a nickname, and it's a really obvious one. I haven't just said what I've said. I think his nickname was Mac, although I don't think he's a MacDonald or a MacDougall. I don't think that actually is his name, but I think his nickname was Mac.
Okay. So later on, is it worth us obviously coming back here? We've got to come back here, haven't we, with our night vision cameras, yeah?
Well, if this is the actual point where his last breath was drawn, I think we should certainly go here, but remember there'll be energy all around the whole situation, so where he was beaten up and the story behind all of that, but I think definitely.
And do you think he haunts in here?
I think you will be able to pick up on the residuals definitely there, because I think he will constantly call out.
And can I just ask what time period this murder would have taken place?
I think late 1700s, 1770, 1780, around that time.
Well, that gives us enough information to go back to Leslie with, doesn't it?
Yeah, we can definitely follow up on that.
Great stuff. Right then, and then we'll come back here, and that's going to be really creepy investigating this place.
At night time, yeah. It's scary.
Following my earlier instructions, David Yvette and Kieran move the investigation to the top of a local landmark, Lover's Leap Hill, once again inaccessible by car. So they continue on foot. Would this location provide further clues?
There's a couple of things up here. One is the story of unrequited love, the young woman who's coming up here in distress, because I don't think things are going very well between her and the boyfriend, and she's throwing herself off this, and it's not as overgrown as this. It's more of a cliff edge, really. So she's thrown herself over this cliff edge because she's caught up in this romantic affair.
What, and it's not worked out for her? He's left her?
It seems like that. He's basically told her that it's over, or that it's not working out exactly that. So I think she's come up here, and it feels like a moment where she's paused and she's really thought about it, and she's thrown herself over there. I don't think she's died.
Oh, so she hasn't committed suicide?
I think that was the intention.
Attempted suicide.
Well, you're going to throw yourself off, you're not going to take the risk. It's quite a big drop.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think she's thrown herself off here, but she's been stopped on the way down.
How's she been stopped?
Probably by branches or things catching onto her on the way down.
So that's what broke her fall, that's why she survived. And what time period would this have happened?
Again, late 1700s, I think.
Okay. And do we know get any name with her, initials or anything like that?
I think that her name's Hannah. Hannah would be the first name.
And her lover, perhaps, or the person that she's doing this over?
William.
Okay.
There's someone else as well here, though. I don't know if... I know there's a busy road here. You can hear the road.
Yes.
But there's... I'm getting the highwayman.
A highwayman?
Getting the highwayman prompt that I always get, which is the Adamant song.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing that really strongly here. But it's almost like he's coming over this way, but travelling down to there. I don't know if there's a toll road or something.
Oh, right.
And it feels like he was... it feels like he's specifically at this point because there was more money in this area. And I don't know if that ties in with our peddler while he would be here.
Could be, yeah.
I don't sense him here, but I just wonder if it was particularly a a spot where people with money would come
Yeah.
by, you know.
Yeah.
Hence, this is where a highwayman would be. It wouldn't be where now and again he would get. So there must have been a road that was important here.
And
Right.
this is all in the same time period. The peddler,
Yeah, feels like it.
Hannah, this highwayman. And do you think, like you say, you're not sure whether they're all connected or they could be?
But I wouldn't say that he was connected, Mac was connected with Hannah,
Right.
but there's a connection somewhere along the line between the highwayman and Mac, even if it's just profiteering from the area.
Right.
I mean, I'm not suggesting for a second they knew each other, but the profiteering thing.
Okay. Any name with this man?
Oh, it's not Dick Turpin. No, I haven't got a name for him, not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Well, should we go on to our next location then?
Okay.
Now we're going to go down. It's sort of,
Yay.
thank goodness for
Right.
that.
With this investigation now overwhelmed with seemingly unconnected findings, the team move to a nearby building which lies at the foot of Lover's Leap, site of Hannah's perilous fall. Could its walls hold residual energy that may help unravel the various threads of this mystery and solve the riddle of Hannah's Leap?
So, David, this is the building that you said you wanted to come to. Now, why? Specifically, why this building?
Well, I think, it was right underneath the cliff. Now, whether it was here or not, when she actually did the do, is interesting because one way or another, I reckon she's had to come down this way.
Right.
Because I'm interested to know whether she died or didn't die. Because when we were walking around, I had a sense of her in the village. But she didn't look to me to be like, deformed in any way, like I've just fallen therefore, because she would carry that condition on, you know. To me, probably after the event, that was it as far as love was concerned for her.
So it's kind of all finished then,
Yeah.
that was it? There was
There's a
nobody
sadness.
else?
Yeah, there was a sadness. I think there was a kind of resolution about, what she'd done. And I guess because she'd gone out probably to kill herself, and if you escape something like that, you then think, well, I've escaped it. But why? Why? So there's
I guess
what shall I do with my life?
Yeah, it's pretty common, I guess, with attempted suicide, is that you come out of it and then you think differently about life and maybe your priorities change, but she's still got the emotional attachment, you're saying, to William.
No, I don't think she did. I think what's happened is she's got an emotional detachment from men altogether.
Right.
How old was she when this when this happened? Was she quite young?
I think she'd be in her 20s. She wasn't an old lady by any
And
stretch.
can you get a grip on what sort of things she did as an occupation when she was alive, when she was 20-something?
She feels very studious, so she was either studying or a teacher, or she seems quite bookish to me.
Oh, right, so quite romantic then, I would
Yeah,
imagine.
possibly, and this is, her head would have been full of, that kind of...
Have you felt drawn anywhere else?
I want to go right into the heart of the village,
Okay.
really. I want to find... I'm convinced that there's an important road, that the road, probably the main road now, was a vein in this part of the world, because there still seems to be money around it, still money around
Hence
it.
the highwayman.
Yeah,
Okay.
all that business. So I want to go down to the heart of the community, maybe to a pub.
Okay. Oh, to the pub.
Mm.
Brilliant. Let's go on with that then.
Yvette made contact and let me know the team's findings so far. I was thrilled by what I heard, as the team were clearly making progress in bringing resolution to the mystery of the peddler's murder. As darkness falls on the hamlet of Stony Middleton, I'm certain the investigation will take on a more sinister tone as they switch to night vision. The investigation of murder in Stony Middleton continues. David is convinced that the Moon Inn is inextricably linked to the murder of Mac the Peddler. Steeped in 300 years